Hey, this is Alexa Peterson with the Hitting Vault. I'm going to be doing a swing analysis on Josh Donaldson from the Braves. First thing I want to have you take note of is actually his timing, what he uses for his timing. He's talked a lot about what he uses for his timing and what he kind of thinks about as a hitter. And so what you can actually see right here is his front foot. Watch his front left foot actually comes up off the ground an inch and goes back down. He has a little bit of movement with his elbows too and his barrel at the same time when he picks up that foot. So that's something that's a timing mechanism for him that helps him feel like he knows when his movement should start actually truly working into his load. So that's something that could work for a hitter. But what's important with that is we want to make sure that we don't sway our eyes too far back and forth. You'll notice his head stays pretty still in this movement. It's just a little bit of weight shift, but just picking up that front foot up and down, and that helps him kind of get his timing of knowing when he should start his load. So he goes into his load. He has a high leg kick. Front shoulder is working down and in. His barrel is working vertical. Starts going forward, and you see him kind of pinching his shoulder blade backwards, keeping it back as he goes forward into that launch position right there. Great position. You can see this pitch is actually cutting down and in. Really tough pitch. He's able to hit it really well, almost exactly 385 feet to the base of the wall there. Hits it off the wall. Ends up getting a slide in double. We'll see this from the front view again. So he goes forward into his launch position. He steps open a little bit, but he's able to maintain that good position of that front shoulder down, back shoulder up. That's so important that you're able to get that good kind of movement in, down, and in. With those hips kind of starting to move a little bit, you want to make sure that you're not having your shoulder start to pull out if you're going to step open a little bit like how he does. He does a great job at turning his hips, getting that barrel to work behind him. You can see his belt buckle is already at the pitcher. He's recognized this pitch is down and in. Really gets his shoulder tilt. Check out his shoulder tilt working down this way. His barrel is working underneath the ball. Gets to a strong contact position there. Right there. And that's so important to have this kind of tilt, especially on pitches that are low in the zone. And you'll notice a lot of hitters, coaches tell kids to make sure that they keep that front shoulder closed. But if you see here, his front shoulder is definitely open. But what the difference between what people say, keep your front shoulder closed versus having it open, they think you have to have it closed at contact, when in reality, I mean, this is very obvious. If he were to open up this hand right here, you would see his jersey straight forward. And so especially on inside pitches, that's when you're going to see that. But the difference is that he has tilt. So hitters that you see having their front shoulders fly open or something like that, flying open that way, it's typically because they have no tilt right here and they're straight up and down, and then it won't allow them to be able to hit those low pitches. Oops. So go ahead and go to the side view. You can see he does a great job at maintaining his posture. Front shoulder down, back shoulder up, despite having a super high leg kick. It's really high, and it's great for helping get you momentum, but it's not helpful if all of your body weight drifts way outside your back foot and you aren't able to get to a good launch position. So his barrel, he works pretty vertical. He starts with his hands, his bat actually just resting on his shoulder, and when he loads, he brings his hands down as his front leg is picking up, and his weight is ready to go forward from there. He's not so far on his back side that he drops his back shoulder. Now, as he starts going forward, look at that back elbow right there. It's going up and back as he's going forward. He's creating stretch and separation for when he gets to that good launch position, right when his heel hits, right there. So he's stretched out, getting the max amount of power he can while still having that front shoulder down, back shoulder up, the knob kind of down towards the catcher, weight pretty well centered, a little bit of bend in that front knee, a little bit longer back leg, good distance between his feet, all of that. That's a great stretched out position. You can see that he has some wrinkling in his jersey, and that kind of tells you that he has those hands up and back, so with those hips slightly open, creating a lot of tension and torque and potential energy in his swing. Now from there, he's recognizing it's down and in, turning his hips. He's kind of uncoiling. This is a ton of power that's been generated by that twisting, that separation. And now it's being released with that barrel working back here. Dropping that back shoulder at the right time. You want to make sure you don't drop that back shoulder before launch position. But you can see his back shoulder is coming down as he's rotating his hips really hard. It's a good contact position right there, good strong position. Right there. His back leg is like an L. And he actually pretty much locks out his front leg, and you don't have to lock out your front leg, but that's something that we do see amongst, a good amount of elite hitters. As they get close to contact, they lock out their front leg, but it's not something that is a must-have. We just can't have that front knee like pushing forward, because you're gonna have your power just go right through it then. Good extension, good finish all the way around, just like that. Beautiful swing. We'll look at it one more time through, right from the beginning. His load going forward, great launch position. Helps him get to a position where he can adjust. Now he's recognizing what the pitch is, whether he's going to swing or not. Starts to go. Barrel on plane early. Through it. And it's a beautiful swing overall.